Hello. We are here today to support and stand in solidarity with the Assembly of First Nations and the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society in their work to hold Canada accountable through the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal for its current treatment of First Nations children. Why should Aboriginal children have equal access to health and education? The answer to that question is so obvious that I don't even understand why we need to be raising this issue. Health and education is a fundamental human right. The United Nations Declaration of Human Rights says so. So does our own Charter of Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and that charter is for all Canadians. It's not only for some Canadians. It does not say only adult Canadians, and it certainly doesn't make room for exceptions based on Aboriginal heritage. Despite the commitment of the Charter, Canada has failed miserably in that regard. It has failed Aboriginal communities, and it must be seen as having failed all Canadians. Okay. To deny Aboriginal children the same access to health and education that all of us here today have access to is discrimination, plain and simple. The Canadian Human Rights Tribunal is intended to be our safeguard against racism and discrimination, and as such, the tribunal has an obligation to hear this case and rectify this disgraceful situation. Our Prime Minister has no right to go to China and criticize their human rights practices, while here at home our Aboriginal brothers and sisters live in catastrophic poverty, without access to clean water, adequate housing, and education. Why should Aboriginal children have the same access to health and education? As I said, the answer is obvious. Thank you.